parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. I said, in this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. You make this parade a mere charade if you're marching just for fun. Our troops must feel your thanks for real before the marching is done. They know side by side you can match their stride to the drum beat and the brass, but they're not impressed with you unless you can match their stride in class. This may not sound too diplomatic, but I cannot be more emphatic as I tell you, it's problematic when you do less than your best. Especially when it's because you put your brilliance on pause for the mere peer applause it draws from a so-called friend doing less. Quit playing, I'm saying, you know that you are great, and we know it, so show it. Don't make our heroes wait. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. For those of you who already do the things that make us proud, your nation in appreciation says thanks to you out loud. Your schoolmates should imitate the way you tap your potential. Let me try to convince them why their effort is essential. Our men and women in uniform before, during, and after Desert Storm always perform above the norm, anywhere and everywhere on the planet. They need to follow our heroes' lead, but they cannot lead if they cannot read. Allow me, please, to plant this seed. Don't take freedom for granted. I'm serious, I'm furious to see U.S. schools behind. Remove the clatter, it's just a matter of our making up our minds. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. We believe in you, warriors protect you to do what you must to rise. Please do your part. Please start before another warrior dies. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. They sacrifice for you. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. Please.
Good afternoon and welcome to Wave Your Grades on KUAW.org, the academic patriotism program that is dedicated to veterans and serious secondary scholars. I am your announcer, DeQuay Wilson. Now, here is your host, Carl Boyd, our civilian urban educator.
Thank you so very, very much. This is Wave Your Grades, and as a matter of fact, today is Saturday, April 29th. And this will be an abbreviated version of our Wave Your Grades program, and for our regular listeners and regular listener viewers, both of you, let me just suggest that every once in a while I will run into technical difficulties, and we have a very special guest this afternoon who deserves a full hour program, and this will be an introduction to the program that we will enjoy the full hour from. His name is Lamar Vickers. Lamar Vickers, thank you for being here this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, this is really kind of interesting on a number of fronts. It is very important that I indicate every week that this program is dedicated to veterans.
Yes.
And one of our recent guests, Cornell Hutton, who happens to be a Vietnam veteran,
yes,
mentioned his association with Lamar Vickers.
Yes.
So that's one association. Also, you and I just happened to be talking about music.
Yes.
And not only your background, but apparently your foreground, because you're going to do some more.
Yes.
And when I returned here from Arizona with my wonderful wife, we immediately engaged in education and something that was being done on that front. So Lamar Vickers, introduce Lamar Vickers to those who are with us.
My name is Lamar Vickers. I am the CEO of organization KCOGs, Keeping Communities on Guard. I am the founder of the United Organizations Coalition, and really pleased and proud to say that we are ready for our outreach, and this invitation that you've offered is so timely.
Yes, sir.
And to say to the listeners out here that for me, I say to have a cowboy to inspire you and to keep you going and have you as a mentor is, and then now to be able to present to you,
yes, sir,
all the things that you have helped me to get to.
Well, that's reciprocal.
I'm excited.
That is reciprocal, because coming back from Arizona after Wanda and I spent 11 years there, getting reacquainted with the community was important to me. And because of the depth of your involvement, that helped me to gain credibility. So I'm thanking you.
Wow.
Now, DeQuay Wilson, our announcer, producer, engineer, and co-host,
extraordinaire,
gets an opportunity to meet Lamar Vickers as he is launching another or some other endeavors. So as you and I prepare for subsequent shows, among those things we will be discussing with Lamar Vickers include, now I mentioned all the different things, but right now and immediately we are going to ask some students to come on with you.
Yes.
So that you are an inspiration to them and they might have some questions about your endeavors and what it has to do with education. So if you were to make an announcement or two, what was it that you were telling me you're getting ready to launch? And then tell us a little bit about On Guard.
KCOG, Keeping Communities on Guard,
yes, sir,
is the group that is designed to do just that, to keep the community on guard, to keep the community engaged, to keep the community informed. We've, proudly been part of the redistricting just recently, and we were there. Wow. Representing our community and our neighborhoods, and when they came with the pandemic, we've been a part of the food giveaways ever since the pandemic started.
Wow.
And proud to say we ain't missed about maybe 20 weeks since it started.
My goodness.
Yes, sir. And we do two different ones. Then we also, the utility and rental assistance, when that came out.
Okay.
Well, and how that happened, we were just there in the meeting. And they were talking about the rental assistance and how it's going to be offered to the community. And then we said, but what about the people who don't know how to go online?
Good point.
What about them?
Yes, sir.
They go, well, we said, okay, we're going to set up for those people. So we were blessed with the collaboration with the library and Mount Sinai Baptist Church, and we were able to set up satellite places to be able to help people to get their utility and rental assistance all the way up until the day that they said it was over.
Another thing that I would love is when I talk about young people coming on to get an opportunity to dialogue with you, I would also love it if you and Cornell Hutton could come on together.
Oh, my God, yes.
because of his veteran and continuing to serve. And when you talk about keeping communities on guard.
And I tell you, when it comes to the youth, I really would be excited about that because, you know, we also do neighborhood cleanup.
Yes.
We do get out to vote. And the education process that when you're speaking, see, I'm coming from more of a community education perspective.
Absolutely.
With them. And I want for us, and I want to show them how it comes from you to me, to their parent, to their parent, and on down.
Yes.
You see, and how they have to be impactful, and even if they are not of age to be able to vote even.
Exactly.
But to be able to understand the process so that when they are of age, because we got to start teaching ours at that age, all the same perspectives and principles that's needed.
Just from this abbreviated program and hearing you said what you've said so far, someone would like to join you in that. What is contact information for what you're doing? Contact
information would be 816-715-2964. That's the KCOG message line. We have our web. We're working on getting the website and all that stuff, you know. But that's our contact information.
Okay.
We have a Facebook page, the Real KCOGs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, and but that would be our number. And
so if I called 816-715-2964, would I ask for Lamar Vickers or?
It doesn't really matter though. If you depending on what you're calling for, if you're calling directly for me, you would ask for me. If you're calling for regarding a situation,
yes, sir,
you could just call and just randomly. If you call in because you want to get involved in any of the things that we're doing,
yes, indeed,
yes.
How far is your reach?
Metropolitan.
Oh, is that right?
But I say this: our motto. And our slogan is, we are going to be the model for the rest of the country.
Come on.
Of what can happen if you bring the people and pull the people together.
And by the way, of course, DeQuay Wilson, if you have contributions and or questions, do not hesitate, even on this abbreviated program.
No, I won't hesitate.
Okay, thank you very, very much for that. Because one of the things, unfortunately, that has been addressed repeatedly, and there are a couple of meetings going on today about violence in our community.
Yes.
How do you address that? Do you have anything to do with that?
Oh, my God. That's exactly why we're here.
Thank you.
See, and I humbly say this, that when you spoke of the ventures, you know, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, and Elijah Muhammad, who I learned from as a child.
Wow.
They all had their own economic mechanism.
Yes.
And we blessed to say entertainment.
That's right.
It's going to be ours.
Tell us about your entertainment background.
My entertainment background goes to 1979. Ooh. I did my first talent show and did it at Mooney's.
Wow.
Did it then I went on to do talent shows at Nicholson's Lounge, Mr. Pibbs. Then I was fortunate to meet Louis Gray, concert promoter.
Yes, sir.
And I tell him I was the first Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Louis Gray. No, for real. He took me from Kansas City, Kathleen's nightclub, to Beverly Hills.
Now, see, this is interesting because I love to tell the story about a singing group I was a part of when I was in Chicago, and that's something you probably never heard me mention. There were 5 of us. We were all teachers.
Wow.
So we called ourselves the Teachers Edition.
Oh, okay.
In 1970 and 71, we did USO shows.
Wow.
We went to California, to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
On 39th and something like Western in California, there was a place called Peyton Place.
Yeah.
And the group who was performing were the Sinceres from Kansas City, Missouri.
See?
And this was 1970, when we met them in California from Kansas City.
Well, you know, I tell you, I'm excited about this also. You know, back in 1984, Louis Gray, Chris King, and my boy, he just died, Dale Rice.
Oh, man. Wow.
Got together with
That's interesting.
The guy who had the recording studio. He had the nightclub on Truth. But at that point in time, Louis, we had VIP records.
Okay.
And so we were going to establish the first nationally recognized record company in Kansas City back then.
Now, what we would like to do as we preview your next appearance with us is ask Brother Cornell Hutton.
Oh, man.
To put it within the context of honoring and respecting those who have served.
Yes.
And those who are serving.
Yes.
So I will not hide the fact in any way that my expectation will be that Brother Hutton will be able to come with you and rise up KC with a background as a Vietnam veteran.
Yes.
And the work that the Kansas City On Guard is doing all comes together.
Yes.
And I noticed your enthusiastic reaction when I talked about reduction of violence. Woo. I'm going to say this, and I'm doing this because I know we're not going to do the whole show, so forgive me for talking so much, but I want to add a context that this is what Lamar Vickers just did immediately when I was talking about efforts towards curbing violence. And he brought in the entertainment aspect of it. This week, Harry Belafonte passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Much emphasis was placed on his involvement in the civil rights community.
Yes.
And one of the ways that he was involved, with which you can identify so well, was helping to raise money, to helping to participate in those kinds of efforts.
Yes, sir.
This is what I'm hearing you say.
Yes, it's exactly what you hear me say. And that see, when you say, and when you say about addressing crime and violence, here we go. Our approach is this. We got jobs, on-the-job training.
Wow.
Sales program for those that don't want to work. We got the citywide sports, the hot summer nights, the Apollo nights, the political group, the education committee.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are prepared to go. We've done this before, and we're prepared to do it again, to go back into the schools, being hall monitors, teachers, helpers, and reading. And it was funny because when we did it back then, they say, you got to have a reading specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I beg to differ. A reading specialist is somebody who's going to sit there and read with a kid.
Okay.
You're a reading specialist. To me, if you got the heart and the time to stop and read with a kid.
Now, see, one of the things that's very interesting about an abbreviated program is I can mention several subtexts that fire you up right away.
Yes, sir.
About which you can talk a half an hour each, and we'll do a 3-hour program. Unfortunately, we're already at the end of today's program, and if I recall correctly, 816-715-2964. Is that the correct number?
That's it.
Oh, okay. So that we will want those who are with us to call that number,
Yes.
to join, to inquire,
Yes.
to be a part
Yes.
of it. But you are now on call, on stage.
Yes,
You
sir.
are now
Yes, sir.
being seen
Yes, sir.
to make that invitation. So let us promise each other, DeQuay Wilson, our producer, that within the next month, within the next couple of weeks, that we will get back together and talk about what you are doing within the context, one, of young people reducing violence and how that fits them academically in honor of veterans and what they are attempting to help do.
Well, I would close it with this. And when you said with Cornell Hutton, I just said to him, you know, he also has Casper's Army.
No.
Yes, which is the emergency response.
Did we mention, do you remember that?
I don't recall.
I
hearing
don't
that.
remember that. Yes,
see,
please.
see, and I had to bring it back out of him. And I told him, I said, listen,
Yes.
just yesterday, I told him, I said, listen, ever since the day you said that to me, it's been right here.
Yes, sir.
And that is the emergency response team.
Wow.
Because
this is
also
strong.
to this, you got to know that these young boys and brothers and sisters is out here, and they carrying out the will of
Ooh.
the establishment.
Ooh.
Okay,
My goodness. This
and
is,
I happened to be there when it all started, back with Jerry Heller.
hold it right there, because that's the cliffhanger. That's what we're going to be looking forward to when you return.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Because,
sir.
man,
I was there.
This is fired up, and
Yes, sir.
Our producer, engineer. Thank you to Lamar Bickers so very, very much for this. What do I have time for to end the program?
Well, if you give me a few minutes, I can speed through our couple of announcements, and then you can go ahead and close as normal. So I want to remind our listeners that there is a meet and greet with Daryl Curls on May 3rd. Let's Talk Veterans Care from 5:30 to 7:30 at St. Michael's Veterans Center, 3838 Chelsea Drive, KCMO 64128. Remind our 7th and 8th grade students that you can win a monetary award from our sponsoring organization. Students for Boots. Your essay will be titled Heroes You Know You Did Not Know Were Heroes. Your content will identify a veteran at a school, could be a teacher, custodian, absolutely anyone. Your essay is chosen and submitted by an adult who gives you permission to read it on this Waive Your Grades program. You will be awarded a monetary prize. For inquiry or for submission, please contact stootsforboots@gmail.com. Lastly, I'd like to thank you all for joining us on your Stoots for Boots Waive Your Grades program. We come to you live every Saturday from 1 to 2 Central Standard Time from the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center right here in Kansas City, Missouri. I am your announcer, DeQuay Wilson. Now our host, Carl Boyd, will close with his Carl's commentary on academic patriotism and his daily message for students in honor of our veterans from his book, Morning Messages.
Thank you, and thanking Lamar so much again for being with us. This is Carl's commentary on academic patriotism. As we launch our academic patriotism campaign, you will hear us repeat often the following phrase: the first rule of academic patriotism: use our education to improve our nation. Again, the first rule of academic patriotism: use our education to improve our nation. I am a civilian. I mean it when I say thank you to those who have served and those who are serving. I believe that they have a right to expect to come home to a society of citizens working every day to make the country they are fighting for to be the example for the countries they go to help. First rule of academic patriotism: use our education to improve our nation. Now, daily message to students across the USA, your Stoots for Boots message for this day April 29th. Students, please know that every step you take, however small, moves you closer to your goal. And every step our warriors take, which are never small, moves you closer to your goal. My name is Carl Boyd, thanking Lamar Vickers and
Thank you for having me.
Wilson. Gracious God and wonderful Wanda, I'm on my way.